So I just was just fiddling through YouTube. I had a very interesting reel or video show up. It was, I don't know who it was. I don't know the guy personally. I don't follow him. It's just an algorithmic thing where YouTube's like, we think you'll find this interesting. I'm curious. I did a little bit of checking, not much, because it seemed like clickbait or bait and switch kind of stuff. I didn't watch it, but it raised a really good question in me because the video was about how, forgive me if this is upsetting to some people, it used biblical language to talk about how God detests, abhors, and hates gay people. Then it was really ironic because the guy, little quip went on to show the video without actually playing it, just to show little movements, and said the guy's name. He identifies as he, him, or something. And I'm like, if you've got to defend one, but you've got to do that. I thought that was a little sus. I'm trying not to be very judgy. I just thought that was really like, really? You got to do that? Like, what? But it made me think. I had a little bit of a conversation with, forgive me for being Gen Z, or I'm not actually Gen Z, forgive me for doing this because it's not necessarily true. I had a bit of a conversation with Gemini. I asked Gemini about some things because I realized what's happening is this guy is trying to preach the truth. He's trying to tell the truth. From where I'm coming from, it just sounds hateful and bigoted, if not egotistical and arrogant. You don't tell people how they're hated. You don't tell people how what they do makes them hateable, or how they define themselves as hate-worthy and abhorrent. You don't do that. If you want to win them to Christ, it's not the way you do it. It's just, Warren Wiersbe said that truth without love is hypocrisy. Love without truth is brutality. And the point is, it takes both. You gotta love in truth. If you're missing one, I'm gonna argue you're not doing either one right. That's probably a whole other conversation. I was talking to Gemini, and it occurred to me that the issue isn't just that he's preaching the truth or that he's preaching it poorly. It's that, in my mind, it was more complicated because some people are really going to receive that message, whether they receive it in a way that is affirming and good for their soul, or whether they receive it in a way that is condemning and harmful to their being and their soul. It's going to happen one way or the other. If there is a possibility for detriment and harm, my wondering thought is, should it be done? Should it be promoted? It seems that some people think so. Some people think it's worth it. I'm still trying to figure life out at 37, so I'm not entirely 100% sure. I would argue that if you're going to be malignant or contentious, or if you're going to be asinine, if you're going to be in any way at all, antagonistic or whatever, going to be mean, maybe you just shouldn't. Jesus flipped the tables in anger, but he did it in utter divine righteousness. I'm not sure I believe any one of us can do that quite like that. I'm reserve the right to be wrong, but I think the chances are more often than not we're not going to be able to be angry in divine righteousness. I'm just kind of putting this out there because I thought it was interesting that I think it's necessary to preach the truth in love. I think that the truth can always be said lovingly and convictingly. I think the truth should always be said truthfully in love. I think that some people may perceive that as hate. Some people may perceive incorrectly. Some people may not be trained up in a way to understand themselves and their story, that they interpret it rightly. You got to take the story and things as they come. Some people just don't like to hear the truth. They want their ears tickled because it was so nice. We're not supposed to be about that. I do not believe we have to be rude and arrogant, pompous, or condemn anyone in order to really get the truth across. I don't think that's necessary. I kind of feel like that's what this guy was doing. He was just wasn't speaking nice. I do it. It's my 6-minute thoughts for the day. So take care. Bye-bye.